All right, you're watching Kababayan today, America's first and only daily talk show for and about the Filipinos, teaching Filipinos, Kababayans, and viewers not just to survive, but also to thrive here in the U.S. And it's difficult to thrive when we are still in this current economic climate. There are some numbers that talk about the uptick in U.S. economy, but then at the same time, there's still very, very large amounts or large numbers of unemployment or percentage of unemployment in the nation. We're going to be talking about that right about now on the show, particularly arming you guys with some tips. So can you tell if you're about to be fired? That's what our guest this afternoon is saying. And in fact, she has 9 signs to know if you're going to get fired. Monica Wofford is an internationally known leadership and development expert, author of Make Difficult People Disappear, joining us via phone. Hello, Monica. Welcome to Kababayan today.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. I guess the first question is signs. Can you tell if you're about to be fired, and what are those signs to look out for?
You can tell if you're paying attention. Obviously, not everyone pays attention, but I suspect the listeners here are wide open to understanding what these signs are. And one of the most prevalent ones is people start creating a distance. Your boss, in particular, may start getting more distance from you, not quite as casual, conversational, or even having as much fun, joking around, being pleasant, asking about your family, as they were at one time, because they know what's coming. So they're trying to create a bit of distance between you. Another sign might be the all-important, you get a call from HR. Kind of like the background noise of going to the principal. Everyone thinks you're in trouble. They may start also pulling back a bit on the delegation of special projects or special assignments. In other words, they're starting to realize that any development they give you now will simply be taken with you on your next career opportunity. So why spend time now developing your skills by delegating the primo projects or the special assignments to you? So they'll pull back. So you may not get any more special attention.
Monica, what about the presence of new employees? If you see the company hiring new ones, is that a surefire indicator of an employee makeover?
It's a great question. It is not a surefire indicator of an employee makeover. It is something that you want to pay attention to without being paranoid of. Companies bring in new employees to bring in fresh eyes, a fresh look, and also at times to reduce the amount of payroll overhead. So it's a financial decision. It's a new blood, new creativity, innovation decision. But it's not necessarily a sign that everyone who's currently there is going to be suddenly freed up for new opportunities.
All right.
They need a mix.
Thank you for explaining that to us. Going back now to the signs that you mentioned earlier, if we find ourselves in that situation, can we still do something? You know, if the employers have, been distancing themselves or the bosses, and that could be a way of telling us that we're going to get fired soon, can we still change our minds? Is there something we can do before then, in between finding out and noticing and then getting the slip?
Absolutely. There's 3 reasons people typically get fired. 3 big ones: lack of interest, lack of motivation, and then obviously lack of performance. So if you have the interest in changing and if you're motivated to make changes, you can catch these signs very early on and make some quick changes to your behavior. Perhaps check in with the boss and say, hey, I'm noticing some things are going on. They're a little different, and I'd like to ask your feedback on what I might be able to change. If no coaching is given, if no conversations have been had, then start looking around at what some of the top performers do and model that behavior where it's appropriate. And don't go ask your boss every 5 seconds if there's something wrong. You're not a paranoid Polly. You're looking for guidance and feedback. And that actually is something I'm also sharing when I go to Manila in September to speak with a large people management conference. So I look forward to sharing that actually in the Philippines, which is exciting to share with you as well.
You're going to enjoy the Philippines. Make sure you spend a few days also just vacationing, walking around, touring. Try to go to the provinces, the beaches if you can. But for now, thank you for sharing your expertise, your thoughts with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity.
That was Monica, our expert this afternoon. 9 signs or signs that you're about to get fired. If you missed that, log on to our YouTube channel. You'll find everything there. When we return on the show, how to politely say no. We're full of tips today, and we want to share those with you. Don't go away.